Lipton,
Ellen.
how are you?
Good.
If you join us in the flag salute and in a prayer, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Father in heaven, thank you for this evening. Thank you for us being here. Pray that you will give us wisdom as we conduct the county's business. I pray that all our decisions will be based on your holy word. In the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Nelson. Please bear with me tonight. I've lost my voice. I'm getting over a cold. I'm pretty good, but I don't have nothing contagious. So thank you for joining us tonight, November 13th.
I think you need to wear a mask.
5:30. Now, you told me the other day, we never have to wear a mask in this building. You said that, and I'm going to hold you to it. So anyway.
COVID is going around.
Approval of
We gotta
consent.
flatten the curve now.
I make a motion to approval of consent agenda, which this week is approval of payroll, accounts payable, and minutes, and October financials.
Second.
Got a motion, second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
You told him I'd forget that, wouldn't you, Nelson? That you said that. Okay, public comment.
All right, there were no public comments.
No public comments, okay. Moving right along, Ms. Susan Walker, CFO. Hi, Susan.
I need a 15-minute executive session to include the three commissioners, myself, Jennifer, Selena, and Justin.
Make a motion to go into executive session, KSA 75-4319B1, to discuss personal matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy. Be for 15 minutes. It'd be three commissioners, Susan Walker, Jennifer, county clerk, Selena, and Justin, I think is all right.
547.
5:47. We'll return here.
Second.
Got a motion, a second, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye. Make a motion to resume normal session, no action.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye. They didn't specify how much longer we need.
Well, I mean, I think we know the issue.
Yeah.
Why do we need to go back in? We just try to
Mics are on.
think about it. Mine is absolutely on,
Well, I
so,
can't hear you.
yeah. I'll tell you.
Mine's on. 10 more minutes, unless you got a different topic.
Well, I'll probably go
Okay.
in for 10 more minutes.
10 more minutes, that's fine.
Okay.
Make a motion to go back in executive session, KSA 75-4319B1, to discuss personnel matters of individual non-elected personnel to protect their privacy. If for 10 minutes, be 3 commissioners, County Clerk Jennifer, Selena, Justin, Susan Walker. Be return here at 5:58.
Second.
Got a motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
All right. Make a motion to resume normal session, no action.
Second.
Got a motion and a second, any discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Susan, you have the floor. Elected official longevity.
I've had a couple of elected officials ask about longevity. So I put together I think, Jennifer, did you send this to them?
Yes, I believe it did.
Okay. So there was a first column that shows the years that elected officials had worked prior to being an elected official. So recognizing those years. And in order to do that, it would cost about $3,000 to pay those elected official for their years that they were actually an employee rather than an elected official. If you were to include their elected official years, it would be $7,500. In the past, we have not included them in any longevity, but I told the elected officials I would come forward and at least tell you the two different amounts, if you are so inclined to include them.
So
But
they
we
want
are
it
paying them
included,
this
obviously.
week. Huh?
They want it included, obviously.
Yes.
You'd have to add 4, 5 more years on mine.
Yes, I'd have to figure
We
yours
could do
out.
that.
Because I'd have to go see if I even have you in the archives.
I was here.
Prove it. I'm
I
kidding.
can.
I've got you at 6 years right now, not as an elected official. Was it more than that?
7. The first 4 would be a total of 11.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I know you've been here more than 6 years.
So I'll have to see if there's, a lot of those personnel records are unfortunately not available.
But since I would qualify, I'm not going to vote, number one. But number two, we kind of put this in place to help employees and thank them for the longevity. And understand the elected officials' points, but
I
I'm
think
not
you,
going to vote on it. So.
and you have some elected, I mean, you have some elected officials that are here 40 hours a week, you know, working. And so I think that's where they're coming from.
They have a valid point.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
leave this up to you guys. I just
Yeah, I
created
don't
the.
know if I could vote either because I was a
You
deputy
were-
here.
Yep.
So
How many years did you have deputy?
4, I
Oh,
think.
so you
But then it dies for lack of a quorum.
Yeah. Or you could exclude yourself.
They
Sure, I can
exclude both?
myself.
They could both exclude
And
them.
then leave
No,
it up
they
to
could.
him, or-
No, you could. You could
Yeah,
exclude
yeah,
being
he said
paid.
that.
That's what I'm
What did he
saying.
say?
If you had a feeling one way or another, you could exclude just being paid and.
Oh, okay, sure.
You could do
That's a
that.
good way. I'll just exclude getting paid. If I did qualify, I'll just exclude that.
That's a good point.
It wouldn't be much anyway.
I would exclude myself from not getting paid if we decide to pay the other elected officials, because, again, I would have 11 years at minimum. And I don't think it's fair to give me $1,100, because I'm not part of the reason that the longevity pay was established to reward our employees for long term.
Sounds good then.
Somebody
So
wanna
I make a motion that we allow the elected officials to count the years of service prior to being elected, and that would exclude me, myself, and Chairman Harris.
So you want them to get longevity pay?
Yeah, sure. For the years that, yes, for the years that they worked for the county prior to getting elected,
excluding you and I.
excluding me and excluding you.
Well, you still work for the county, so I'm questioning why would you exclude yourselves?
Because we can choose to.
Have a motion on the floor.
I mean, I'll second it, but
We're talking about $3,000 or something like that.
yeah, I think so.
Your total payout is less, even with that included, than it was last year, and it's less than what we budgeted.
Okay, you got a motion and a second on the floor to include the elected
And
official,
what is the longevity? What is it? How many
$100
years?
per year.
And how many years does it take to be included in longevity?
5?
Is it still, you gotta
Is
be
it
past 5
5?
years?
We give $100 for people up to 5 years.
Yeah.
And then at 5 years, then they get their years of service, 500.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
We have a lot of 100s.
So then that would, then does that include myself also then?
No.
If you're saying
No,
that you have to
you've always
be,
been an elected official.
Oh, okay.
They're non-elected officials, yeah.
but, okay.
So no, you wouldn't get anything.
But there, so, that, it's, which I don't want it, I just am, that,
It's for people that worked for the county before they got elected.
For
and now they
instance,
get to-
Laura was 6 years, she worked for the county, and
Mhm.
before she became an elected official, so she'll get $600.
mhm.
That's just an example.
There's a motion in a second.
Any further discussion? The motion is to give the elected officials their longevity pay while they was regular employees before they became elected official, exempting Commissioner Bly, exempting Commissioner Harris not to get it. All right, any more discussion? All in favor? Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Who do you don't have an employee handbook? It's so complicated.
Just for the
Eric.
record, I just gave up $1,100. That's okay. I want it to go to the employees, so. Okay. Department Public Works. Hi, Eric.
Good evening.
I laid something back on you, that desk for you, a permit from the state, so.
Okay. First is our culvert permit, one culvert, 2307, 245th. Just finishing that up. I believe you were emailed our fuel expense. It looks like for October was $67,857.51. So we average anywhere from 65 to 67 a month on that. Just so.
Price is pretty good.
I believe so.
Just curious.
Gasoline was looking, yeah, about $3, and off-road was about $3.77. On-road was $4.03.
Okay.
All kind of in that general area, give or take a little bit. So, that's culvert permits, asphalting. It's been a whirlwind, but we will get Eagle Road completed. We have 4/10 of a mile of one lane left to have Eagle Road completed from US 69 to 230th Street.
Thank you.
Got to give a lot of credit to the guys. We had guys working daylight to dark, running rock crusher, make sure we had enough chips, laying asphalt in the dark as well. So anyhow, Mother Nature crept in on us, but got a couple good days left here, and we're going to finish it and move on.
Thank
So,
you. Thank you.
Yep. With that being said, our Freightliner we had on Purple Wave sold for $14,500. The individual that bid $14,500 could not make the payment. So, and they went to the next bidder, who would have been $14,400. He tried to lowball us down to $12,000. I said no, and so the truck did not sell. So just letting you know that, trying to decide what the next move is, but I did not go for that. So
No.
anyhow, just letting you know on that, being upfront on that. So again, we'll finish asphalt tomorrow, and then we know we got several areas of patching that we have to get done as soon as we get done with that. So I believe you had a culvert in your area. I saw an email on today.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
It's on us. It's been called in. It just needs to be replaced.
Is that the one that the tractor collapsed?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I
So
thought it was, but I didn't look at it. I just sent it to you.
yeah, it's called in. We kind of had to pull a couple of those individuals to help with asphalting. We've had some major sickness going around through our departments, and some vacation time need to be used, and some family and medical emergencies as well. So we just kind of have to pull everybody to make it work. So
Understand?
anyhow, that's all I have. Anything for me?
No, just tell the crews that thank you.
Yep.
We gave our word. We would do 1 mile on Eagle Road, and
Right.
them fellows got it done for us, so thank you.
Right.
We kept our word, and that's important, so.
And I will say this, because this is what I tell everybody, but our plan next year is try and finish Eagle. We've got a couple other little spots I want to finish, and then Yale Road up there as well is trying to get a mile. I know that's all subject to your approval, but
We've already approved it.
so I'm just.
Oh, I'm gonna check, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we can change that next spring. What I
just-
would like for you to study is that low area we keep talking about, 240th.
Yep.
What we can and cannot do. Be a pretty big project.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's going to be.
It'll take some of those tank cars
Yeah.
in there to widen that road and do it right, but I'd like to estimate sometime.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's, for them semis going down through there, it's pretty narrow.
Right, and I thought I was gonna have it, speaking of bridges and what have you, I thought I was gonna have the estimate this time, I'll try and have it for next week, but it's time to do our annual bridge inspections.
Okay.
That's something that we have to have done by a licensed engineer, so, and that has to be turned into the state, so. Anyhow,
Okay.
I will get that to you to get final approval, and,
I don't have anything, thank you, Eric.
I had
Yep.
a guy call, leave a voicemail about Yale Road, complaining about the chunks
okay,
from getting torn up.
how long ago was that?
That was Tuesday.
Okay, last Tuesday?
Last Tuesday.
Okay, I know we've hauled a lot of rock up there in the
Okay.
last week.
Hey,
so
Susan, sorry, don't run off, please.
I don't know
So-
if that's
Okay.
been corrected. Do you have a name and number? I'll be more than glad to call if you'd
Yeah.
like.
Sure do. There's the name,
Okay.
and then the number is going to be disregard 001, and then it starts with that.
And this is in regard to
Yale Road.
Yale Road.
Yeah.
I'll call him.
That would be much appreciated.
Yep. Anything else? Okay.
Thank you, Eric.
You betcha.
Laura Holdridge. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you? I'm here to talk about the holiday dinner that we normally have.
Microphone on.
It's red.
That's on it.
Mr. Hoyt wanted to make sure.
Okay.
My vision.
The department heads got together to do a little discussing of kind of what we would like. And we had, I don't know if I can get her name again, Cheryl Blythe last year. She's willing to do it again this year for the same amount of price. Last year was $1,300 for 100 people. We have 120 now. And we've already reserved the 4-H building. So asking for you guys the county to pay for that. And each department will bring the dessert. She'll do exactly what she did last year. So everything she did last year, she'd do it again. So it comes to like, let me get at the total here, I'm sorry. 1,300, and if you add the extra 20 people, it'll be 260.
I make a motion to allow for a holiday dinner with Mrs. Blythe. I didn't catch her. Is it Cheryl?
Cheryl, yes.
Cheryl Blythe to cater a holiday dinner for the county. Approximately $1,560. It sounds like is what it will cost
Okay.
to be had at the 4-H building.
And we normally close from 11:30 to 1:30, but there's a couple things that came up with the county attorney or district court. So we were hoping to be able to move it back to 11 to 1 to close the courthouse.
I would add into my motion to close the courthouse on, do we have a date? Sorry, Laura.
December 8th.
On December 8th from 11 to 1 so everybody can attend the holiday dinner if they so choose.
Okay,
That's,
I'll second that motion. Got a motion, second, any discussion?
What fund does it come out of?
General?
This is general fund.
Any further discussion?
How about we, I don't know. I'm just seeing I'm seeing the public outrage now.
Okay.
the county is up. Well, and except for last year, they did not.
We had one last year though.
We had one, but you guys did not pay for it.
Who paid?
Some other departments.
County departments? Okay,
So it's still the county
Still-
paid
It's
for
still
it.
the county, but it wasn't taxpayer. It was a fund.
Let's see.
The years before that, some of us, we did it ourselves because some of the commissions didn't want to do it. We used to do it quarterly.
You know, there's a very inexpensive way to tell 120 employees, thank you, have a Merry Christmas. Further discussion, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye. All opposed? Got 3 ayes, okay. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you, Laura.
You're welcome. And quick, we are still doing the roads and still working on that map.
Oh.
I heard you guys talking about the roads, so.
Terry Halsey, EMS Director, please. Good evening.
I'm gonna talk a little bit, but then I'm gonna turn it over. Is this on? Yeah, it's on.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna talk a little bit, but then I'm gonna turn it over to Trace. We were approached by Osage Ambulance.
Pull it up to
Okay,
you.
your red button
Okay.
on?
The red light's on.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you
We
hear
were,
me?
can you hear me now?
Just talk a little louder.
Okay. We were approached by Osage Ambulance with the offer to purchase a 2023 used Osage remount that is being traded in from Crawford County. So from here, I'm gonna give it to Trace because Trace has been talking with Dave Vance regarding this, so he has all the information.
So in essence, this is a truck that Crawford County is using right now. Earlier in the year, they totaled their chassis with a deer. So they sent it back to Osage. Osage took the box off of that chassis, put it on a brand new chassis. So we have a brand new Ford E450 chassis. It has right around 6,000 miles on it right now. Osage quoted us a price. So basically, Crawford County will be trading that truck in on a remount truck or a new truck, whatever they decide to do. But Osage would then be turning around and selling that truck to us. They've given us that option if we were interested. The cost of that truck from them is $54,000, and then obviously we would have to send it to them, get the decals from Crawford County taken off, and put our decals on it. The quote for that is $11,500. That's to take off and to put on new. And then we also built into this a $5,000 basically repair or upfitting allowance. So if there's any repairs to the box that need to be made, they can do that while it's there. If there's not, then that would just be $5,000 that we wouldn't use of that. So the total comes to $62,500.
That's with it.
And
That
that's-
would be
yes.
with a trade.
I apologize. Yes, that is with a trade-in of one of our trucks that has, I believe, 250,000 miles on it. So, and it is a very well-used truck. So, It is currently one of our backup trucks that we don't use very often unless we need to. And they've allowed $8,000 for that.
Okay.
Should we decide to go that route?
2023, new, what would it cost? I think I remember, but you tell me.
$350,000.
A new one, like $350,000.
Yes. So this is an extremely good deal.
Trading our old one's a pretty good deal.
Yes.
That's an outstanding deal compared to $350,000.
Yes.
Can we do this, Susan? She said yes.
I make a motion to purchase it's an E450 2023 used Osage remount. Is there any kind of VIN numbers or anything?
I don't know that we have a VIN number.
No.
That's good enough. The E450 chassis, with approximately 6,000 miles. It's a truck Crawford County is trading in. To allow us to trade in one of our trucks for allowance of $8,000 for a total price of $62,500, possibly $5,000 less if they don't need to spend the $5,000.
Correct. And I also would like to add in there, there is some literature in here just about in the event that Crawford County would decide not to on a whim. I don't think that will happen because that's how they've already built that trade-in into how they're going to move forward with their new purchases. So we don't foresee that happening, but we just had to put that in there just to save Osage, save us, whatever. So.
And we will have this truck to us between February and March of 2024.
Yes.
That's outstanding too, because other ones, year or two.
The new one on order should be here approximately October, November of next year, 2024. So.
Okay.
So anyway, motion to purchase that used Osage remount 2023 E450.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you guys very much.
Just have a purchase agreement, I guess, looking at these things, are you or Jim or?
Jim. Okay, I would like to make a motion to allow Chairman Harris to sign the purchase agreement for the 2023 used Osage remount E450.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
There you go. That's the best
Just one spot.
That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Healthcare news we've had in a long time.
That's right.
Thank you guys.
Yep.
Thanks.
I did want to add that I know there's been a lot of questions regarding what's EMS going to do. We are working diligently to ramp up to prepare for the closing. We were informed that ER will take their last ambulance on the 20th at 10 p.m. that night. So with that being said, that gives them time to get a patient ready. If a patient needs to be transferred, then they will still call us. We'll still, do the transfer that night. But I think their plans are to be done by midnight that night.
And I did attend her meeting today. She was meeting with the city of Fort Scott and other EMS personnel, working very hard to put a plan together. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And I did have, I've got call volumes where we're at so far. And for the month of October, we were in 241 calls. 82 of those were 911 calls to Fort Scott. 26 were transfers to Pittsburgh that we got called from the ER to take to Pitt. We had 17 transfers to other hospitals, be it Nevada, Kansas City, Joplin. We had 6 patients that were flown. 5 that were, I'm not sure what he has there. It says 5 other, but I'm not sure what that is. But 93 dry runs, 12 911 calls taken straight to other ERs. For the year, we're at 1,964 calls.
A lot of calls.
So,
Now, what do you mean taking to other ER? That's people's request or something, or just the location?
location, a lot of those were probably western part of the
Outrage,
county, went to Iola.
Okay, I'm just curious.
On the 82 911, those were, they're at the top, Terry. Were they just nothing? Just you showed up and then left?
We took them to the ER. We picked the patients up and took them to Fort Scott ER.
Okay, of the 82?
Yes,
Of
the
that,
82.
Okay, okay. So the 17 would actually be inside that 82?
The 17 were transfers.
They just showed up at the ER themselves and then you transferred them
They
somewhere
could have
else?
been something we
Or
brought
something
in,
you brought
or,
in.
right.
So they potentially could be part of that 82? we don't
Correct.
know.
Correct.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, perfect.
That's all I
Thank you.
have.
Thank you
You
very
guys have
much.
anything else for me?
No, thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Pat Woods, please. You have the stand, sir. Good evening.
Good evening, Commissioners. I am here to ask for your support on my housing development that I'm doing. I'm going after a MIH grant, Moderate Income Housing Grant. I went after it in the spring as well, and was actually nobody in Southeast Kansas was awarded. So I'm trying my hand again. So in between when I first applied and now, I had a meeting with the director of this grant, and he gave me three things that I needed to improve my application. And one of those items was that I didn't have a resume for who was going to be administering the grant. And so, at that time, the city was going to administer the grant for me, and they didn't have anybody that had a lot of experience. So now, with Susan's experience, I'm asking the county to help me out with that. So what it entails is the county would receive all the funds for the grant if I'm awarded, and then I would put a pay application together. The county would send somebody out to verify my pay application, and then Susan would take care of the accounting on that. So basically that's all I'm asking for at this time. There's a resolution that needs to go with it.
Do we have the resolution?
Yes.
I mean, I've seen it, I just didn't know if it was
Okay,
printed out.
If you want it, it's gonna be 1723.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't need that. I've read it. I mean, I read the email, so I'm good. So basically, essentially, we're a pass-through with a little bit of oversight.
Yes.
I make a motion to adopt resolutions, which would be Resolution 17-23, a resolution of the support for the submission of a moderate income housing grant by, where's your LLC? Patrick Wood
Properties.
Properties LLC.
Second.
Got a motion and a second?
And-
I'm sorry.
So, go ahead.
Any further discussion?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
I would like to add to my motion that Chairman, to allow Chairman Harris to sign this also.
So I got one other question on this. I'm sorry, I forgot to say, but there will be a lot of paperwork that comes through. Is that something that you're gonna wanna sign, or do I go to Susan for this, that kind of stuff?
We'll have to read the paper
We'd
before I
have
can
to
answer
see who
that.
signs it. I mean,
More
who-
likely it'd be Susan.
Probably
but
just the
She's
grant
grand
administrator.
administrator.
Okay.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Oh, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat.
Justin Meeks.
Good evening, Commissioners. I've got,
We asked you to expedite this as much as you can. I've got a sick wife.
okay, yeah, I'll go as fast as I can.
I appreciate it.
Tax sale, just want to give you guys an update. I don't, you probably heard in the media or the newspaper, but there was a cyber attack on the Kansas Judicial Systems site, basically, which is a document storage system and how the courts operate. We've gone back to 2014, 13. There's a lot of documents that are in storage right now that aren't accessible because of that breach. With that said, I did talk to Patty. Obviously the courts cannot tell me when the site will be back up again. But we have a lot of cross-checking we have to do within the tax sale. So unfortunately, I was really hoping to have the tax sale at the end of this month, but based off the breakdown and the cyber attack on the Kansas judicial system, I won't be able to have that sale probably until next year.
Okay.
So my goal is still to have 3 tax sales, I guess, next year, or still have the 2. Our collections are still doing really well. So, but at this point, we just have to put it off because we can't file anything.
You gotta follow the legal system.
Yeah, well, if we could go old school, but the volume of the amount of paperwork and stuff is
Okay,
extreme. So
very good.
I do have some contracts. I'm going to have Rob and Eric come up and join me. We'll discuss these and ask for your approval on the different documents.
I've got time.
Okay, I'm just trying to hurry because I know
appreciate it.
there's a cold bug going around. My little man is under the weather too. He missed school today, so.
Come in, Rob and Eric.
I got it.
A little worried about those shoes, I tell you.
Yeah.
Prove my wife wrong, that's all that. She said I'd never leave her out for Saturday, and I can prove her
What do you think of that, Clifton?
wrong.
Not me.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Supporting K-State.
Yeah, yeah. Missouri Tigers.
I have a development agreement and a decommissioning agreement, a road use agreement, and a contribution agreement for a solar panel farm in our southwest corner of our county. We've been working on this, and we are ready to move forward with all 4 of the documents this evening. The development agreement is, this is a little fluid. It's not going to start possibly for another 1.5 to 2 years, but the way they sell their power is different than they do with other energy projects. So the development agreement basically is asking for future cooperation. They have the setbacks from the panels from the roads, fencing, all the different things that they have to make sure the solar panels are protected. At this point, there are 27 community members, is what they call them, that have signed agreements with this group to put solar panels on their property. So I have had another attorney review these to make sure, just like last time, and at this point, they're ready to be signed and move forward on. I can hand these out so you guys can look at them. I know you've already taken a look, but.
Yeah, I've already read them. You emailed them to us.
Okay.
Anything on the road equipment crossing?
No, from what I reviewed, this is basically the same as the road use agreement we had before for the projects out in that area. Everything is on the up and up. They'll be videoed. The roads will be videoed before, and roads will be videoed after. If there's any equipment crossing the road, we'll have notification prior, and it's all on the up and up. Same type of agreement we had before, and it worked very, very, very well.
Rob, you have anything you'd like to add to it?
Yeah, so I'm going to talk about the contribution agreement, the agreement. So I have the contribution agreement here as well that needs to be approved tonight. All in all, it's $800 million, up to an $800 million project, which would make it the largest project in Bourbon County, development project in Bourbon County to date, plus I think southeast Kansas, to be honest with you. And then through this contribution agreement, the pilot would be up to $960,000 a year.
For 10 years?
For 10 years, yeah. You want that one?
I'm going to include everything in the same motion.
Oh, yeah, here.
That's a nice contribution.
Yeah, so.
So in brief, the decommissioning agreement is set up to where if the landowners are unable to afford to have it taken down, or for absentee, the company goes bankrupt or whatever, we do have a decommission agreement too that has a bond, so insurance that it'll be torn down if it ever gets to that point. Solar panels have a shelf life of around 30 years, so the landowners that are in our community are gonna benefit from this greatly.
And that bond's filed with the court and county clerk?
We can get access to it.
Okay.
But it won't be active until after 10 years of the project. So
Yeah.
They don't do it on the front end because obviously,
Right.
you know, it's what it looks like 30 years from now. It's what we
So
care
the-
about.
The contribution that is gonna go into, it doesn't go into effect after 10 years?
Oh, that's what so happens is that the governor many moons ago gave energy projects a 10-year abatement or 10-year. They don't have to pay taxes for 10 years. So it's a call to pilot. It's payment in lieu of taxes.
So okay, and that will start when?
When-
When they start construction.
And when they plan on starting construction?
Year and a half to 2 years from now.
Yeah, all right.
They have to wait on, they have to wait on the.
How they sell it.
Well, they have to wait to get approval from the, what's it called? Basically the system, and it's the pool, yeah, the grid. So, some group in Texas goes out and makes sure that the grid can handle the new electricity, and so it takes some time for them to get back and do approval and let them know that if there needs to be any upgrades to the grid or anything. So we have to wait for them during this time to pass that through, so.
Just making sure they're also the same.
But as soon as
This one.
construction starts, they will start the pilot. Yeah.
And the way the pilot funds are set up is that there's doing the $1,500 per megawatt, and then on the front end, they're front loading it. So the overall contribution agreement will be $1,600 per megawatt. So they're doing a front load of an extra $100, and then you're going to have a front load on your first year. The minimum is going to be $1 million, and then each year after that. If it's only a 400 megawatt system, you're not looking quite at the 690. It'd be a little less than that, but
960.
yeah, 960. Yeah, it'll be less than the 960, but it's still a huge project.
And this is basically area down there where the wind farm is.
It follows the
Same path.
same path. It's not going to go to the north so much. It's going to be more in the southwest corner. That's where the power line, the same power line. They need to tie into it to get to the pool.
Okay.
In the road use agreement, there is just everyone gets, we have a designated person within 10 days of the contract being signed. We did this before. I mean, obviously your road and bridge director makes total sense.
Right.
If you want to designate him tonight when you approve the,
As the point of contact? Yeah.
because what they do is they have drones and videos and we're not going to have, won't even be close to the equipment that we had with the other project. Nothing will be over 80,000 pounds. I mean, for all intents and purposes, this is a smaller scale, with just a lot more people with regards to equipment.
Sounds great.
I have additional copies if you need them. If not,
We got an email.
okay.
So now Commissioner Beth, gonna make some motions here a minute.
Okay, I make a motion to adopt a development agreement, a road use agreement, a decommissioning agreement, and a contribution agreement with Hinton Creek Solar LLC. I'd also add that we designate Eric Bailey, our road and bridge director, as our representative to deal with the roads in this project. And that we allow, well, actually, all three commissioners sign the agreements.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Justin, and thank you, Rob.
These are the ones you want signed?
That's fine. The ones that have paper clip on them.
Thank you very much, Rob.
And once you're done signing them, you can give them to Jennifer.
Even though you got purple shoes on.
Yeah. Well, I wore these specifically for tonight.
I know you did.
Oh, I'm not done.
Let's see it then.
No. Thank you, Rob. Thank you.
That's a home run.
Thank you, guys.
We need to let the public know how hard Rob worked on this. So, very much, thank you.
Four places.
Okay. One on each one?
Yep.
Okay.
And there's, I could tell,
and I
all,
asked-
all the last page.
And I asked that those be uploaded onto the website so people can review them online too. these to Jennifer. Thank you. Well, yeah, we're gonna need to send those off to, you have to attest to those and then we'll send them off to, attorneys. I was instructed to complete a memorandum of understanding between the Bourbon County Commissioners and Amberwell. This is not ready to be signed. I just want to kind of give you a lowdown. Mr. Farmer and the city have also had a chance to look at this memo. I know that a lot has changed in the last 72 hours, but I was just wanted to hand this out so you guys can take a look at it and kind of see the language and kind of see what we're trying to do for the future healthcare in Bourbon County.
Can that be emailed to us?
I can email it to you. Yeah, I'm still gonna give you a hard copy.
Yeah.
Just. And Clifton can talk about this if he wants. He doesn't have to. It was handed out in a meeting, so we'll be.
Just 2 pages?
It is available, and I'll hand a copy to Jennifer so she can look at it. But nothing's been. I'm not asking to be approved. I'm just. It's kind of a talking points on kind of what our problem is.
Okay.
And Clifton can talk about the licensing issue.
So yeah, this is a memorandum of understanding for Bourbon County and Amberwell Health. It's no different than what we've dealt with for a long time. It's a licensing issue, plain and simple. There's a 35-mile rule, and it's a CMS rule, which is a Medicare rule. And Amberwell is obviously more than 35 miles away. So from a licensing standpoint, it's an issue to try to get a license to stand up an emergency room. There is no such thing, as near as anybody can tell, of a freestanding ER license available. So we will be working for a license. I mean, the senators, the representatives, everybody's been contacted and continuing to be contacted to try to do this. So, and this is just a memorandum of understanding of a payment of a subsidy if it comes to that.
So we, a couple meetings ago, did anyone ever hear back from the city as far as all the other possible contributing?
So the school districts can't.
234 can't.
So,
I
which
thought
would
the
mean,
college could or something.
which mean 235 can't.
Yeah.
By my understanding, the college can. How much, I don't know. The city was 600,000, I believe.
Yeah, did they say they would or what?
Bourbon County Ready agreed to contribute 50,000. So 1,150,000 at this point. The community college
To
would
answer your question, the city
obviously-
has the MOU, and they're ready. They're ready. Whenever that time comes, if it needs to be signed, they're ready to sign it.
So they
this,
agreed to pay 600,000.
Mhm.
This should be interesting. I'll have a lot of questions next week in executive session or something, but I'm glad we finally got this. We can read it and go forward.
Yeah.
Now, in our that's a couple meetings ago, the commission hasn't 100% committed $500,000 after this point.
I mean, are you saying that you thought we did, or?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
okay,
just clarifying.
yeah, we're
I'm
all
just
under the same
clarifying.
understanding.
Yes.
Yes, that's the way I understand it too.
So,
Yes.
yeah. All right. That's all I got for now.
And just for the right, I mean, the MOU would have the promise to pay the money, but it's still not a contract per se. So even if you signed it, it still wouldn't be. There would be a final contract that would be between Amberwell,
Yeah.
the city, but that's just a letter that shows you have high intent.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've never seen litigation over a breached MOU before.
Please say that 50 we're given is dependent on the sale of the property. So everyone understands.
Contingent on the sale.
Contingent on the sale of property. Can you include?
Oh, yeah. And Reddy's is contingent on the sale of some property they have.
We might not need the MO two. We don't know. We don't know.
Well, I mean, I don't think there's any might. I think if we want, if
we want Amarillo, yes.
if we want healthcare, if we want an emergency room anywhere, shape, or form in the future, there will be a subsidy.
There will be.
Yeah, of some kind. Yeah.
Plain and simple.
No, I'm finding out the general public is okay with that.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
that was. I think
overwhelming.
I would say that was evident from last election.
I think so.
Well, yeah, I totally agree. Anything else, commissioners? Any questions on the tax sale
Nothing for
contracts
me.
or the MOU?
Thank you very
Any
much.
changes you need me to make on the MOU, just let me know, and I'll get an email to you probably late tomorrow. I have court in the morning,
Okay.
so it'll probably be tomorrow afternoon, late. If that's all right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
Yep.
Okay, commission comments. I don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
No comments.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
In discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
So Jennifer, of the documents that they